And hello, everyone. It is time for Fire Emblem Three Houses by GretalceVixen. Take it away.
So first, we have to introduce my commentator too. First me. Hey, I'm Greta, and I have my friend Razor here. We basically routed this route together. It was a lot of him, but I have to do.
You give me too much credit. You did a lot of the heavy lifting.
Maybe. It's okay. It's a team effort. We did good. All right, so yeah, basically what we're doing today is the Blue Lions route, and we're using New Game Plus, which will be interesting because basically it's just the original game, but we get to be more busted. We get to, just go through everything and destroy everyone in simple terms. So let's make our file. And yeah, okay. So if you noticed, this is where the time starts, I gotta be careful. The file I'm using was saved at after battle, which basically is going to give us a different and faster load screen. And we're also gonna set this to offline, and that's when the run's gonna start. So if we're good. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so here's the different load screen. Basically, in the normal game, that would be like Byleth running across the ground, and there's like a little bar there that loads. But using after battle kind of takes that away, and it's a lot quicker because the game doesn't have to think, oh, this bar is done, which is nice.
I see.
And then I think I was looking at the donation thing. I'm pretty sure this is our name. So as far as I'm aware, that's what we're gonna go with. It's a good name. Try-Live. And then
Yeah, let me just double check that nothing's come in at the last second for you.
it was like $200, so I think we're good.
Yeah, you're very good on that one.
Yeah, and then the birthday should be set to 420.
There was a donation that came in there to set it to August 24th.
Yeah, okay. Let's see, do I know what month August is?
I think it's 8.
It is
Yeah.
8. It's month 8. All right, that's it then. Sounds good.
Normally
Yes.
we'll set that to 12-1 there, so we only get one.
Yeah, basically
Birthday.
there's like a little cutscene thingy that pops up when it's your birthday. So we try to minimize the amount of times that it comes up. And I'm gonna save on this file. And so we just get thrown into the first battle here. Basically, this game has a lot of cutscenes, but we're gonna skip over them because we don't care. They take a long time. Set our options.
Stay focused.
For pretty much like the first half of this game, we're just gonna solo it with Byleth here.
Yeah, and then for the last half we'll use a combo of Byleth and Dimitri.
Yeah, because we are going with Dimitri's house. He's the blonde guy. And he's inarguably the best, in my humble opinion. Yeah, so let's get rid of this guy Costas right here. Let's see. Solid level. With levels, we're pretty much just looking at strength and speed. This is already decent, which is nice. Because later on, if we don't have good enough strength, it's gonna be a problem.
So later on in the second half of the run, we will need at least 26 strength to one-shot a enemy that we will face.
An enemy that likes to run.
Yes, yes, she does. She's killed many a run.
Many. skip over all of this. There's a lot of just cutscene stuff at the beginning, which thankfully we don't have to sit through. Otherwise, this would be a lot longer. A lot of this run is just like the loading screen.
It really is.
Yeah, and it's sad that we don't get to use the other loading screen that I mentioned, because you get to like control Violet running around and like jumping. It's a lot more entertaining than staring at a crest.
It really is, although it takes a lot longer.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just like getting introduced into the monastery here that we're going to come and work at. So all the parts where we're in the monastery here, we're looking at the ground because it helps it not lag as much. And the only required parts for this are we have to talk to each of the house leaders, and hopefully this door opens for us. Thank you. A lot of times that door tends to not open, and you just stand there until it opens.
Have you met the folks?
And there is an invisible NPC right here, so I'm going to not hit them. There we go.
I hear you're investigating.
I appreciate your effort.
And let's go pick our house. This is one of the few cutscenes we can't skip for obvious reasons.
So you have
There's this, and I do
The
believe
blue
there's
lines are
one
my
more.
favorite.
And if we will.
Yeah, there are a couple more.
There.
They're like all in a row. And then we don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
A lot of these loads here at the beginning tend to be a little long. Like the one we just went through before the cutscene there that started in the dining hall. That one's really long because it's a long cutscene because it's introducing everybody, since, we don't know our students yet. And we never will know them because a lot of them are going to die. It's tough.
Yep. We'll kill off a lot of our units here just so there's less learning and cutscenes that pop up.
Oops. Gosh. Yeah, this is one of the biggest menus that comes up in the run. So I have to semi-focus.
Yep. So we do need Lysithia there for chapter 3.
Yeah. So that's why we set her support, so she can ask to join our class later.
Yep.
Because Lysithia is very busted.
That's putting it lightly. Probably the best mage class in this game. At least in my opinion, anyway. Although there's a lot of them.
Oh, I agree. She's very good.
We mainly use her though because she has an ability called Warp that allows us to basically transport a unit within a certain range based off of her magic class, and is able to bypass walls, which we will use later in the run a number of times.
Yeah, that's always my favorite. You just pass walls.
It's kind of busted.
Oh. Alrighty. Back to looking at the ground. We gotta go talk to Dimitri here. And then I'm gonna go run down and unlock the greenhouse area, which we'll need so we can warp over there later to get a quest done as I run into that NPC.
It's really easy to run into NPCs here when you're zoomed in like that. It's harder to see them.
Yeah. And like some of them just are invisible, so it's like, okay, well, there you are. Alright. Coming up here is another big menu.
I think this is actually the next biggest menu in the game.
Yeah.
Well, in the run anyway.
Yeah. There are like these first two, and then there's one later on that's kind of a lot. I feel like I'm better at this one than the other one, so that's nice for me. Well, maybe I'm not. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, so do you want to talk about Immortal Corps and where you get that from?
So Immortal Corps is a battalion that we get from the Golden Deer side after you beat the run. But the main reason we use that is because that like battalions give an extra boost to your to different stats. That one is the highest as far as any of the battalions for the attack strength, which allows us to deal a lot more damage throughout, which is incredibly helpful to taking out certain enemies that we will face.
Yeah, so this battle is just like the first mock battle, you know, meet everybody, practice what we're doing. Nobody's gonna actually die here, which is good. Trump is looking really nice.
Strength's good so far, just need a little bit more speed and that'll be quite lovely.
Oh, I saw that lag spike. There's a lot of parts of this game that, you know, probably could have been done better, but it's okay. We work with it. We're good. I want to be careful with what's happening right now, because it's not good. Let me get rid of you. Why not? Yes, so we use Annette to kind of finish off anybody who, you know, just gets down there. But really, we're just kind of destroying everybody with Violet. And get rid of Lawrence, maybe. Okay, I think she crit, which that's helpful.
Your support
Yeah.
is appreciated.
Definitely very helpful. Crits in this game do 3 times the damage.
It's really crazy. Super nice, though.
It is. They're very helpful at some points,
A lot of times.
especially when you.
Against those, like, big bosses.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Super helpful.
And saves a use on your weapons that can break later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, crits are crazy in this game.
But the main reason we're focused on speed here is because there's a stat known as attack speed, where as long as we are 4 attack speed higher than the enemy, we will double hit, so we'll get 2 hits in. There is a weapon known as a brave bow or a brave axe that we will use later on, which always doubles. So if we have 4 more attack speed, we will then hit 4 times, which is incredibly helpful.
Let's not talk to Leonie. Come here. Okay. I always talk to Leonie, but we're good, kind of. Yeah, so this is another one of those, it forces you to explore and do Geralt's quest here.
We have do you have
It's convenient for us that we don't have to go unlock this area to warp there. Otherwise, that'd be a problem. Because you have to go up here to get Geralt's item there.
thanks for your help.
And then hopefully we will get Lysithea soon.
Normally we do.
We're gonna have to go get her ourselves.
If you don't
Yeah, so
But-
for all of these instruction sections, we're just gonna fly through them.
Professor,
Don't really care about, you know. Oh, hey, speaking of, hey, Lysithea. That's like the earliest
Perfect
I've ever
timing.
gotten her. Wow.
That was really early.
So we
But
just
since
go
she's
over
in a
these
different
things.
class, we have to have that up there so we can potentially recruit.
Yeah, she's part of the Golden Deer. Oh, and the reason I have online turned off, basically these little items appear on the battlefield if you have it on, and those obviously waste time. So having it off is nice. And then here's a forced practice battle. We just use Violet to fly through it. You'll probably see at some point during this run, if you hit the plus button, you like zoom in on your character, and I have a tendency to hit that button a lot because it's the same button you used to skip. We'll see if I can go by without doing it, but I doubt it. But it's really interesting. The whole zoom in thing, basically there's like a first person kind of perspective you can play this game in. It's a lot slower, but it's kind of cool.
It's definitely an interesting way to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So 19 strength so far, we're doing pretty solid.
Yeah, that's really nice. We're like barely into the game, and here we are.
Yeah, so because each unit has their own growth rates, which is basically a percentage chance of gaining a stat on level up. Byleth is about 40% growth rate, and then each class will add to that, potentially.
Yeah, so sadly on this chapter, we're gonna have to get rid of pretty much all of our students, which really sucks, but it's okay. It's for a noble cause.
I know, at least we get to keep Annette, so.
Yeah. And the reason I picked a female character is for that class I just certified. It's gender locked, so the only way for me to get it is to be a female here. And all the flying classes let you move significantly farther than you would otherwise be able to on the map, which obviously is really helpful for us because we need to get there quick.
And also gives you the ability Canto, which allows you to move after you fight.
Yeah. Which you'll see that come up a lot. Because both of our fighting units here are going to end up on a flying ride. Alright, so this is when we're basically going to get rid of everybody, so we're going to... Whoops, gosh. Let's get Dimitri and Elixir.
Thanks a bunch.
So we deposit, so we don't bring Annette and Lysithia here, just so they don't
We
end
don't
up
want
dying.
them to die too, yeah.
Is that the one? Thanks. Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
Stay focused.
Yeah, so this will be our first example of using auto battle, which basically just moves everybody that we haven't already moved, depending on what we want. Which in this case, we want them all to charge forward to their deaths. It's really sad. I love these guys, but it's okay.
Fantastic characters.
They're really good. The writing in this game, it's so good. It's just incredible.
Definitely one of the better games.
Yeah. So the reason that I'm letting everybody die here is you saw in the instruction they were like asking me questions, and obviously I had to like unequip them before so they wouldn't come into the battle. Basically, we're just getting rid of that, so they're not even gonna be able to join us anymore.
Because if they had weapons, they'd be dealing damage to the enemies, and they probably wouldn't die off.
Yeah. So that's why I unequipped everybody at the very beginning there in the first battle, so that here they wouldn't start fighting.
Also
And
prevents
just
them from
take
going
it.
after Dimitri, which we do not want.
Yeah. Because if at any point, whoa, either Violet or Dimitri die, the game itself is like, no, you have to keep them alive because they're like the main characters. So that's why we gotta keep them safe.
Which is when Divine Pulse comes into play, because it allows you to go back and
Go back in
redo a
time
couple
and-
terms.
Yeah.
Although
fix
there are
your
limited
mistakes.
use of them.
Yeah. All right. So luckily we have Lysithia, so I can set her stats here. Give her authority. And then faith. And then here's where running down to the greenhouse comes in. I can go right over here to Yuritsa, who has a quest for me.
Allows us to fast travel there immediately instead of having to run all the way back down.
There. Yeah.
I have a favor to ask.
Saves a couple seconds.
See if I can talk to this guy. Give
This
me
guy was
some
always
roses.
the hardest to hit.
You just go flying right past him.
As they win that.
Yeah, so any place that we can automatically do things, we're gonna do that.
It's all.
It's all
Like, we'll start skipping on the calendar now.
I must.
Professor.
I love how Felix was sitting right behind Dimitri, even though he's actually dead.
Though, yeah. It's really sad. Oh, no. Yeah, later on, they'll be, like, gone.
Unfortunately. I do love their characters.
They're so good. Yeah, but like you can see on the calendar, there are birthdays there, so once everybody's like gone for good, then we won't have to skip through that.
We save the time on the teaching and the birthdays, which saves a lot of time throughout the entire run.
Yeah. Because when they're there, they're gonna like try to increase their skills in certain things, so if we just don't have them do that, then it definitely saves a lot of time. Alrighty, we can bring everybody in. Oh yeah, here's Catherine. She doesn't really do anything for us, but she's cool. Yeah, so this is a fog map, which those are always really interesting. Well, because you, obviously, it's a lot lower visibility. So that's why I went right up to this guy. So I could see him before I fought him, because it doesn't let me otherwise, even though I know he's there. Up here.
And then the fog disappears once we've actually taken him out.
Yeah, and there's a whole cutscene there with Catherine. It's a cool cutscene.
It is.
Catherine's really cool.
She's one of the stronger physical units in this game. Can hit hard and loves to double because she's got high speed as well. But you'll notice we were able to move twice with Byleth there because we used a battalion known as a dance gambit.
Which
Allowing
that comes
us
up a
to-
lot. Stride and dance.
Yes.
Just fly through all the maps.
So stride allows you to move a lot further. It extends how your max movement, and then dancing allows you to move again, which we will basically abuse throughout the entire run.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of these end up being like only 1 or 2 turns, which is super nice.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible to do it that quick.
Yeah, so now we're gonna miss our our menu. Yeah, so we're just gonna skip right to our mission day because that's the important part for us. Because normally you'd, be able to go explore the monastery, talk to people, go eat with them. But we don't have time for that.
Sadly, we gotta miss all the supports, which are great.
Yeah, those are like the bulk of this game. All the cutscenes, all the getting to know everybody, getting to know how they know each other. It's really cool. But we don't get to see any of it. If we did, the run would be like 70 hours, so maybe we should do that.
It's a brilliant game both casually and as a speed game.
Wow. I still don't know the way the menus are ordered.
Here goes.
It's hard to remember.
Stay focused.
Yeah, so this is an example of a one turn here, real quick. Just take this guy out. Just shows you how broken these things are.
Also, 22 strength here is fantastic.
That's crazy. See, I had a run just a couple days ago where Violet had the highest strength I've ever seen, and this is probably going to beat it.
It just might. I missed what the speed was, but it looked like that was 18, so we should be more than okay.
Yeah, we're good. I was really worried that I was just going to get terrible luck. And I'm like, I have like 16 strength by like the time skip.
Yeah, the
We're good,
growth is the RNG that can definitely mess with the runs, but by and large, you're more than likely gonna have enough strength and enough speed that you're okay.
Mm-hmm. Our birthday's coming up. I'm glad we figured out what day, like what number, month this was. I figured it out. It's okay. Yeah, so basically on your birthday, I think, yeah, Dimitri will just like give you a little something, like a little note you can look at. It's cute.
I have a. What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's our birthday. Yeah, this is a fun map because we get to see a lot of stuff that we haven't seen yet, both just in general and for the run. We get to see Lysithea use Warp and completely cheese the map. Because there are several cases that come up where there are these walls that are like, they specifically say, like, you can't pass the wall, and then we just pass the wall.
Yep. This is also where we will use the retribution skill that we got from class, like remembering a class for Dimitri, which allows you to reposition Byleth closer to the wall so that Warp actually allows him to get past.
Yeah, so we're just gonna pass this wall. Because normally you'd have to, like, this map is kind
To me.
of a spiral, so you have to go all the way around. Not fun. Yeah, and this is our first encounter. I did the zoom in thing.
That's super easy to do.
Do it all the time.
Same.
Oh, get out. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is our first example of a monster. So, poor old Mikulon over here, not having a good night. I did it again. Help.
Okay, so we've got 17 speed, which is more than okay at this point.
Yeah, we're good. That's strength. Look at that. Crazy.
24 strength. We literally just need 2 more, and we've got a long ways to go before we hit.
Yeah, so the monsters in this game, they have multiple like health bars. That's why I had to keep dancing and then hitting again. Alright, this is cutscenes that we can't skip, so I'm just gonna mash through. I got it mashed. Yeah, and so right there I picked instead of saying like, yes, of course, because otherwise she would be happy with us and it would take time because we're getting extra support with her. So we're just gonna be a complete jerk to everybody. Another one of those chapters. Or like really the first real example where this chapter is so short, we're gonna just destroy our boss here with another wall skip. My favorite.
Being able to warp through walls is kind of insane.
It's crazy.
But the reason
I love it. It's just so funny.
Yeah, definitely. The reason we actually use Lysithea as opposed to anybody else who is able to use warp is because she starts with a base of 12 magic, and warp, the distance is based off of your magic stat, and nobody else has a high enough magic stat to be able to warp you far enough.
Yeah. There are only 2 other people who even get warp, and one of them we can't get until later because she's a teacher. So really, Lysithea is like our only option.
Lysithea or Happy.
And I love Lysithea. Yeah, that's true.
And Happy sadly has 11, I do believe, as the base, which would only allow her to move 3 instead of 4 slots, because it's your magic stat divided by 3.
Yeah, and Happy's a character that comes in the DLC. So we'd have to like go down there and get her.
Which takes way too much time.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we're just gonna skip right through this wall. Go say hi to the Death Knight here.
Here goes.
Yeah, so normally you'd have to like go unlock doors and like do all this crazy stuff. We're just gonna go right into his room.
Stay focused.
It's a really good growth stat right there.
You must
Yeah.
This is insane. I don't know
Yeah,
that
so
I've
we're
ever been
talking about-
25 this early.
Yeah, I don't know, definitely not. I haven't either. Yeah, so we're pretty much like set here. Here's another cutscene we can't skip. And this is where this girl here, Flane, is going to come join our class.
Yes.
There we go.
I see.
You know. Because
I see.
Yeah, so now we have Flane, who's pretty much just going to take over the whole stride duty that Annette was doing before. We'll have a few more people join us later, which will be fun. Load screens in this game. Too much.
At least we're able to. At least we we learned how to do this quicker, so we
Yeah,
don't have
it's
to deal
so
with
weird.
the old world screens.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know how they figured this one out.
I'm not sure. A lot of trial and error, much like any speedrun, probably.
Or it was just a complete out of nowhere random thing. And they're like, oh, we could use this. It is probably more likely to be that.
That's how a
what
lot of
happens
strats come to
sometimes.
pass.
Mhm.
Professor,
See, I think only like one time I've accidentally said yes to that whole cutscene here, which definitely don't do that. I don't
Yeah,
recommend.
no. I've done that a couple
that, like,
times. and it
takes
just
us into-
wastes so much.
It's so bad. Yeah, you always got to be careful not to skip over the wrong things and not to say yes to the wrong things. Like, I very easily could have just completely missed Lysithia joining the class, which would have been a problem.
That's probably the easiest one to miss because it's literally at any moment. It's random. You don't know when it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, she could just come in at any point. You never know.
So we've got to be watching that for that early on in the run. But at least we know right where she's at by the chapter where we need to pick her up. So we can still get her if it's a little bit late.
Even if she doesn't ask to join.
Yeah.
Quite helpful.
Which wastes a little bit of time, but it doesn't end the run.
Yeah.
such
Yeah, because if she didn't ask to join, we'd have to go walk up to her ourselves and be like, hey, join the class. I'm also going to swap to the silver bow. Yeah, so this is another one of those mock battles, just like the first one we did. We'll be back here later for one not so mock of a battle, in simple terms.
And then that auto battle allows us to literally move everybody else all at once, which saves a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
here goes.
Just pick her up. There we go. Yeah, so a lot of these mock battles specifically, we're gonna lure people over, and then they'll just come over to their doom, I guess. Like, we're gonna go on this specific tile here to lure Claude over, and then we'll be on our way to the Black Eagles over there. I don't know why Lawrence is over there. This is one of those weird battles where just random stuff happens sometimes. You never know.
Lawrence
who
and
it's
Marianne
against.
both.
There's like a brawl going on over here. Oh, I don't want them to come over here. Come on, guys.
I don't think I've ever seen Marianne run and clear over there.
This
She's normally much more of a
proves to be a
defensive
problem.
unit.
Be mindful.
This is interesting.
Be mindful.
Oh, this is interesting. See, this is the problem. I really dislike this map for this reason. It just does whatever it wants. I'll do it this
Stay
way.
focused.
Alright, this is looking like a better situation. I like this one more.
Yeah, that is definitely a lot better.
Maybe not. I am struggling.
You could go into the forest and dismount and just wait
I
to
know,
increase your
careful.
evasion.
That's true.
Because forest tiles increase your evasion, but it doesn't work for mounted units.
Stay focused.
Yeah. This is such a situation. I don't like it. Okay, she might just miss me. Okay, don't get the coin flip.
Be mindful.
Edelgard, we gotta be friends. Please be nice to me. Let's see, what can I do here?
Be mindful.
Oh, this will be fine. I should have just done that to start. There we go. Yeah, you really never know what to expect on that battle. Like, sometimes it'll take like 4 or 5 turns, and sometimes it'll take 10. It all depends. Yeah, that's a weird battle. We got through, so it's okay.
It's one of the battles that can quickly turn a run in a hurry,
Yeah,
just because you can get hit so many times.
Yeah. I've dubbed it, the rule of sevens. Basically, if it's a multiple of 7, I don't like the chapter. Yeah.
It's not a bad rule. It's probably true.
It's very accurate. Like, 14 is when, protecting Garrick Mog. That one, I hate that one.
Protecting Garrett Mott can get really... RNG can definitely
Dicey.
come back to bite you real fast.
Yeah. Luckily, right here, we got just a nice, easy battle, which we're always grateful for.
That worked out.
But you'll notice we tend to wait more often on those fights rather than going in and hitting somebody first, because that allows us to take advantage of an ability from our flying class known as Alert Stance Plus, which gives us an avoid plus 30. So we have a much higher chance of avoiding an attack when they come in and hit.
Which is why I relied on a coin flip for it. It worked out.
There wasn't much left to do. Take advantage of the forest tile there to help increase that evade as well.
Yeah.
Which there is a map later on where somebody is on a plus 40 evade tile, which is really annoying,
Not
and there's
fun.
not much we can do about it.
It's not fun, I can tell you.
But more on that later.
Yeah, you'll see. Well, hopefully not, but we'll find out.
Hopefully not.
All right, let's move you. Not to that tile. In this game, you can hold
Leave it to me. Here goes.
whatever button it is. It's just muscle memory at this point. If you hold Y, you move a lot faster on the map, and then that's why sometimes you'll just see me go flying. It's really hard to control that. I try my best. And right here, we just have to wait a turn for Tomas there to become not Tomas. And get taken out right here. That's strength. Crazy. Crazy, crazy.
And 22 speed already, we're more than...
I'm very happy with this.
Yeah.
Why?
Because we need a... It's 24 speed minimum.
We're golden. We're good.
What's
See, this is another map that it breaks the rule of 7 because I also don't like it, but this one, it's a lot of monsters, and like I said before, those ones have several layers of health, which is never fun.
Which is also why we use the Brave Bow so we can quad hit them. Which when you quad hit, you'll hit twice first before they hit you. Which when you break a monster's bar of health, they won't get a hit in.
Yeah. Because they have like shields around them, and then you break those, and then that lets you do more damage to them. You'd see that come up especially on some of the other routes where you're fighting like a monster as your final boss. That takes up like several like tiles of space.
Those will definitely be some of the harder ones to finish routing.
Mm-hmm.
I still think the worst ones are going to be the end of Golden Deer, but
Yeah.
that's because Golden Deer has the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah.
But for newcomers to the game, this is probably one of the, well, okay, this is the best class, like this, the best house to go in the first place.
Yeah.
With no sight to the other two houses.
Right. I almost just zoomed in on accident. I didn't though. That's the important part.
Here goes.
Use this.
Let us
Can
away.
move you now.
Apollo, stay focused.
I'll cut through.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, so Gerald here is going to come and help us, which is very nice of him. I appreciate it. I don't think he really does much, but he's there for moral support.
He doesn't do much unless one of the monsters hasn't quite gone down, in which case he's able to finish off the bar of health on them.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Oh no, my brave bow. That's okay.
I mu-
This is the tiniest bit sketchy. Should be okay.
Be mindful.
The best way for me to do this. I'll be fine. And I zoomed in. Oh, my health. Oh, we won. Wait, what? I don't even know what happened, honestly. I'll take it.
Sorry.
I think Gerald
That
actually
was
helped
Gerald
me.
being helpful.
Yeah, I just dissed him and then... He tries his best. I appreciate him. Yeah, so this is about the point in the game where things start taking a crazy turn. It's like, what is happening?
This is definitely where the story really starts to pick up.
Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, this isn't just like high school simulator. Things get crazy. All the lore we're skipping. Yeah, and so I forgot to mention, on these free days, on Sundays, with the skip feature, basically we're selecting rest instead of actually doing anything, which will help our durability on the Sword of the Creator. So that thing never breaks.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Which we do use that a lot. We don't really use the Brave Bow much anymore.
It's broken anyway, so...
Plus, with this strength, we're more than okay to use the Sword of the
Yeah.
Creator on Ladislava.
Yeah. I usually do anyway. It's a higher crit chance in case you're bad and don't have good strength.
That is definitely helpful.
Several times I've just been like, please crit so I can continue my run.
When you don't have the strength that you need, you sometimes have to rely on that crit.
Yeah.
Because on that map, your other units will immediately die because there's too many people around.
Here goes.
Yeah.
Let us away.
Thanks.
Stay focused.
Which we'll get to that later.
Leave it to me.
I always accidentally zoom in. This time I'm not going to. I did it. Well, I didn't do it. In a good way. Yeah, so here our friend Violet is going to dye her hair. We'll put it that way. That's definitely what happened in the story.
I approve of the color change though.
Really nice. I like it.
But
Her and Sothis just fit so well.
Yeah. This is one of the points where if I don't pay attention, I could just end the run. So I have a file for this in case. Because now that we have dyed our hair, we're put into a different class instead of being on our Pegasus. So I gotta change it back, otherwise we're not going anywhere. Here we are.
Which we have only done way too many times.
Literally in my notes, I have it like bold highlighted. I still miss it sometimes.
A new
Do we have a quick moment for a donation?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got a $10 donation from Jordan who says, "Good luck and have fun, Greta and Razor. Beware multiples of 7." Smiley face.
Thanks, Jordan.
Oh, Jordan.
7's a scary number.
It is a scary number.
You could make like the 7, 8, 9 joke, but oh, that's a mistake.
Because you've got 7, 14, and 21, all that can
Yeah.
end a run real fast.
Mm-hmm. Good old 7. Alright, here we are changing back to Pegasus Knight. I'm not forgetting. It's also important that I move Lysithia over here so we can dance and get really far.
It's
Actually, that would have been fine.
I
Oh. There's me flying around the map on accident.
let us away.
We're just too speedy.
Stay focused.
Yeah, so here, if we didn't have to skip it, there's a crazy cutscene right here.
Thank you.
You just have to play the game for yourself if you haven't. Play the game, okay? It's a good game. That's why we're here.
It's fantastic. One of the best games ever made.
Reveal that we're not going to mention. See, normally when I'm running this, I'm like, okay, close your eyes if you don't want to see.
Because we both have several friends who have yet to play this game all the way through.
The
But no, this is definitely one of those games that you can play so many times all the way through and still have a lot left that you can go through. From all the supports to different classes to everything. There's a lot to it.
This game has a lot of replay value, which is super nice. As someone who has, 630 hours or something?
We both have a lot.
Uh-huh. We're only slightly addicted. Oh, also, important
Only
fact,
slightly.
Sedith has joined our party here. I love Sedith. He's great. Very wise man. I enjoy him.
And will definitely be used on a number of occasions to help beat certain maps very quickly.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he already comes on a cavalry unit, so he has extra movement to begin with.
Yeah.
So you don't have to class him, which is really helpful.
Yeah, he's definitely crucial to a lot of different parts of this run, which is nice because we get him for free. So, all right, swap these guys. Yeah, so as you can see, Annette was about to get hit there, so I'm going to move her so that she doesn't die. And then I'm going to actually move everybody with fall back here so that they also don't die.
Stay focused.
That's strength. It's crazy. I'm so pleased with that.
Yeah, this is... You just hit the highest I've ever been at. By the time we hit Ladislava and you're not even there. This strength is insane.
It's crazy. Yeah, so here we are at the time skip. Basically, Violet fell asleep for 5 years, as you do.
It's quite a long nap.
I'm pretty sure you can actually like describe it as that. I don't know if it's for Dimitri, but I know with Edelgard you can be like, yeah, I was asleep. She's like, what? Yeah, so everybody has new designs now. So here's Dimitri. He's edgy now. He's been through a lot. It's okay.
He definitely has been.
He's been through a lot. That's why I always recommend this route if you're going to play this game and you haven't before, because it's just, you get to follow everything with Dimitri, and he's a really interesting character. He goes through a lot.
The character development from everybody in this game is insane. There's so much to it.
Also, this is one of my favorite songs in the entire game. It's very good. Yeah, so as you saw this time, we were just thrown into battle. There was no calendar.
So the reason we unequip the item there, because normally you'll just wait, but the reason we unequip the weapon is because they have gambits that, well, battalions that can freeze you, so you're not able to move. But when you don't have a weapon equipped, they won't use them. They'll just use their normal weapons to attack. So we're able to move on the second turn, which we will use later on as well.
Yeah, and so if you caught it, this guy came in at the top there. He's also going to join us now. His name is Gilbert. He's decently useful.
He's definitely helpful in that he has a rally defense to help increase your defense.
Yeah. Because, you know, we prefer not to die. It's always nice. Also, yeah, here we are in chapter 14, which you were talking about. It's not one of my favorites. I've had some rough times with this one. Because basically our boss here, if we get into like a certain like square around the boss, then the condition we have in order to win changes. Which is a good thing for us. But if you're not in that box, you're going to have some problems. Learned that the hard way.
There's a small rectangle area that we have to be in to trigger the different win con.
Yeah.
Perfect. That
Oh, I need to be careful here. Oh, I almost actually forgot. Right here is another place that I frequently ended my run on accident. I have to reclass Dimitri to be on a flying unit, a wyvern. So let me do that real quick. That'd be a problem if I didn't.
I understand.
Yes, and now he's also flying. Look at us.
Flying units are definitely one of the better in the game, but they also have a severe weakness to bows. Which on this map there are a lot of
Let's see. We'll So we'll make sure to dismount so that we don't have some real problems there. Yeah, so this map is interesting because basically there's like a trap that we set off using an ally. So we have to get the ally to a specific spot on the map in order to do that. So we're going to use warp for that one to just get him right over. Alrighty, let's do that.
especially since there's just a limited movement.
Yeah. That's strength. I'm not over it. Crazy. Okay.
Report.
What's my
I'm just like in awe. Yeah, so here you can see Lysithea. She has a new look. Because basically, almost everybody gets like a new design after the time skip here, because they're older.
My orders? I'll comply.
Which makes sense.
Many
So
of
there's
the
the
game's
ally that we have
stat
to
skips
move.
help.
That is not. Actually, yeah, it is. What?
It is our.
Yeah, so here we're gonna dismount Dimitri so that he doesn't die to all these bows.
And we still have the elixir from earlier if we do need it.
Yeah. Elixirs, they heal like completely. So when we really need them for safety stuff, then they definitely come in handy. Here, we're just gonna warp this guy over.
Which will now immediately allow him to trigger the trap.
And then we're gonna move Lysithea so that she doesn't take fire damage and waste our time. Because like what happened there to those guys will happen again here if we don't do that.
There's
Cap.
For all these loads. It
At
is
least
kind
the
of nice
loads on
that
this gives you a
between all
little
these
break.
battles, you get a break, yeah. Just sit here and stare at the purple moving thing.
The crest of flames.
Yeah. Crests are like a whole other thing that I don't know if I want to get into.
No.
Basically, they all have different things that they do. Very descriptive, I know. Thank you. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay. But yeah, the Crest of Flames is what Byleth has, and a few other people have, but that's kind of spoilery, so didn't hear that from me. Yeah, but since Byleth has that, that's basically what lets us use like the Sword of the Creator at its full power, I guess you could say. You get like a special combat art with it.
I'm start persevere.
Hopefully this.
Yeah, this one's an interesting one because basically we're just gonna like chain our dances to move Dimitri all across the map. And so we're going to have to take Byleth and set it off of their flying units because otherwise they can't use dance, and we kind of need that. So
Unfortunately, dance is one of the gambits that is, well, landlocked. You can't be on a
Yeah.
flying unit.
I will say, I think Stride, there's one specifically made for flying. I
Yes.
don't know what it's called, and it's not worth it, but... Okay, are we good? No, we're not good. I know what I'm doing. Get down to set it here. That's also not the right button. Oh, I didn't know I could get to that quickly. Me just like discovering menuing. I also don't need flame here. So, sorry, flame. Galen, you had it.
Guide me well.
Okay.
I'm your girl.
Yeah, so it's really interesting. On this map, there would normally be, if we were in a different house, there would be a unit here that is like, we know them. And our option is like, either we kill them or we can like ask them to come and join us instead. Which I never have the heart to kill them. I could never. But luckily, well, I guess we kind of killed them off anyway. The person that we would have here is kind of already dead. It's tough. I miss them.
So many great units that we just don't get to see.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so now Dimitri has his own signature weapon, kind of like the Sword of the Creator for Violet, called Ardbar. That comes in handy sometimes.
It does.
Normally, Dimitri's like canonical thing is like using lances, but we said no to that and we're like, here's axes.
You could use lances, but they just don't hit near as hard, so it's a lot harder to get through. So we stick with the axes, even though they are a tad heavier. Dimitri's already fast enough that he double hits anyway. Because weapon weight does come into play as far as how your attack speed is calculated.
And we want to be able to double everybody.
Definitely.
This.
Yeah, and if you just saw, Dimitri also got forced into a class, kind of like Violet, with Enlightened One, so we gotta make sure we change that back too.
Professor.
And it's really weird, as you get later into the game, I think around here specifically, that loading where it like pops up their faces and they like say something, it gets really slow, and I don't know why. But it's always funny to just like sit here for a second and be like, are you there, game?
It can definitely take a little while to load sometimes.
Yeah, so this is the God-forsaken chapter. Luckily, we don't have to really have too many issues with it this time. But if we didn't have the right strength, we would be having issues right now. And this is also really menu heavy, which I don't enjoy. I also can't find this.
Yeah, this is the map where we needed the ability. Well, we needed the 26 strength so we could one-shot Ladi-Sava. Because this map, you have 4 different quote-unquote bosses that you have to beat on the same map. So we'll 2-turn this map, generally speaking. Is it 2-turn or 3? But if we didn't one-shot, there's too many enemies that spawn in and way too close to everybody else that they'd come in and kill everybody.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Is that the one? Thanks a
But right now we're giving some of the DLC items over to Dimitri to help increase a lot of his stats, so he's able to hit harder later on. And then we'll give him back all of his axes.
bow, because I like to do this weird strat sometimes. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me double check I have everything here. This is a very complicated menu here, so I gotta make sure I didn't miss anything.
This is probably the most complicated menu in the game,
Yeah,
or at least in the run.
don't enjoy it. Alright, should be good. Yeah, so this map has 3 different bosses that we have to get. Oh, I just went flying. Okay.
Attack one. My orders. Wasted it.
Onward.
Let me get to the right person this time. There we go.
Fly.
Yeah, and so this is one of the couple instances that pops up where I have to move Seth perfectly there, otherwise we're not going to be able to reach him to where he needs to go. Learned that one the hard way too.
Less.
I remember this happened to me on the second to last chapter with Violet, and I was like, what just happened? And I had to like ask everybody in the Discord for this game. And it's really weird how it works. Basically, it like takes up a Kanto slot, and then you can't move as far, which is a problem. It's like mess. Okay, we're good.
And there's Ladislavo for the quick Oko.
Yeah.
With that strength, there was no way you had any issue.
No, I was worried about the accuracy at 79. I was like, I've played these games enough to know.
79 is not a good
Zero.
number.
It's not 100, it's 0. Yeah, so luckily that one went really well. We got lucky this time, very lucky. See, I thought my strength a few days ago was like incredible, and now here we are.
RNG was definitely favoring that one.
Mm-hmm. Also, I might PB. I have life split up just to like see where I'm at, and I'm ahead by a minute, so we'll see what happens.
It's a good pace. Just need 21 to be kind.
Yeah. We've come pretty far with this route in making things a lot safer, which, thank goodness.
We definitely have.
Imagine your run dying at the very end. It's not fun. I don't approve of it.
And unfortunately, there's very little we can do about the tile that Hubert is on that map.
Normally it's okay. It's really just, well, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
You'll see. Hopefully, well, hopefully not, but you'll see.
We'll cover that when we get there.
Yeah, so I think this is actually one of my favorite battles that we do, especially because we get to use a feature that puts everybody like exactly where we need them to be, which is super helpful. See, it's funny. The first time I ran this game, Razor here forgot to put in the notes for this chapter, and so I sat here for like an hour.
I had them written down and forgot to send them to you.
I figured out what you have to do eventually. It's okay, I don't blame you. All right.
No, you've made a lot of improvements since we first routed this.
Yeah. All right, let's put you here, you here. Yeah, so right here, all I have to do is move Violet and Dimitri, and then everybody else will come with us after we use auto battle. Very convenient. Also, I don't know why I went the long way there.
Well, what's my strategy?
And conveniently placed in the right spots as well.
Yeah, you have to, it's really weird how the like placement at the beginning of the map works for this game, because for Razor it was different than what it was for me. So I had to learn the hard way. Okay, so where do these people need to go?
My orders.
Figured it out, we're good.
Turns out placement for where units are different.
Yeah. So that's why I moved those guys around.
Guide me well.
But there's potential that they'd just already be there
Let's make
when
this quick.
when you're playing this. So
Well done.
part of Edelgard here. Very morbid lines from Dimitri.
Thankfully, we don't kill Petra there.
Yeah.
Much faster map this time around.
Mm-hmm.
In large part because we have the ability to actually use dance and we have flying units.
Yeah, it's also nice. Unlike Chapter 7, where we were on that same map, Gronder Field, this time we only have to get rid of Claude and Edelgard instead of everybody.
Which makes it much, much quicker and much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Most maps you just have to beat the boss and you cleared it, but some maps, like the first map there at Gronder Field, you have to kill everybody.
Yeah, so around this area, sadly we don't get to see it. A lot of my favorite cutscenes in the entire game are right around here. Right here we just had a nice easy battle, which is a nice break from everything else we've been doing recently.
It seems my.
I understand.
Very well.
I always thought it was so weird in the start of that cutscene. It's really hard to see when you don't know, but Dimitri's neck does some weird thing. It moves so weirdly. It's a really sweet cutscene, and then his neck just I don't know. I always point it out because it's just weird to me.
You'd have to go back and rewatch that.
Oh, gotta be careful. Oh, I gotta be careful. I know what I'm doing.
So here we just have to take out Cornelia, which has quite a bit of a past with Dimitri.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll use warp here. Well, we'll dance with him actually, because flying, you can literally just fly up and over walls.
Yeah, it's very convenient.
Make this quick.
Because normally that map, if you're trying to take everybody else out, there are a lot of heavy monsters that take quite a while to take out.
Yeah. But we can just fly right on past them. It's fine.
You just bypass every enemy.
Yeah. Getting towards the end, that's so sad. I do.
It's definitely a much shorter run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's nice though. You got see, the shorter it is, the more you get to play it. So
This is
it's a
true.
win for me.
It also
I really
means
love
that
doing this
later run, even if you do end up having a run die later on, it's not as punishing time-wise
Yeah.
as it would be if you're doing, say, a 3 or 4 hour run and then it dies at the end.
Yeah. I have a lot of my friends and we like to run a Pokemon category that's way too long and way too competitive. This is a nice break from that.
It definitely is.
All the more reason to train. Hopefully. Very well.
Retroid mentioning a 10-hour run. Yeah, that's a tad too long for my taste.
Yeah, I like doing really long runs and really short runs.
Long runs are better when you have somebody there with you,
Yeah.
which is also why that Pokemon run is our favorite, because we have somebody there with.
Exactly. Right, that should be good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know why I'm questioning everything. I've done this run so many times. Just gotta make sure. Yeah, so this map, it can have like two different strategies here. I just like to do the one that I came up with randomly one day. I just like it. I don't know. That's why I gave Dimitri a bow earlier.
I'm your girl.
Which is very helpful if he doesn't have his... Well, if he doesn't have the strength, you can quickly move.
Leave it to me.
Yeah,
So here you
basically,
want
you just
42
need-
strength.
Yeah. And if you don't have that, you can just move people around a little and make it so he can reach with axes instead of the bow.
Make this quick.
But right now, Dimitri
has a
hits
really
hard.
high strength growth rate. So normally that's not an issue. Dimitri's a beast. He's crazy.
You would.
He just plows through everything. And then right now we just got a fail knot, which Claude gives us. So that's like his weapon, but he just gives it to us because he's a nice guy. Birthday gonna come up again? It might. It actually probably will. That's fun for us. It's another one of those like chain ones where we move everybody and then they move everybody and then they move everybody.
Yep.
It's really crazy the things you can do.
When you have multiple dance battalions in Stride, it gets really crazy really fast.
Yeah.
You can cover a large portion of the map in a single turn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Super cool though. Like you would never think casually just to do that, just instantly beat the game.
The only way casually you'll ever think to do anything like that is when you start running, say, Maddening, which is a much harder difficulty.
Yeah, we're
because the enemies hit a lot harder.
Yeah, we're on normal because it's easier to...
Normal is definitely the easiest way to run this game.
There we go.
My orders. Let's hope.
I'm your girl.
Yeah, so there's just this giant monster thing that it doesn't exist to us. We don't see it.
What's my strategy?
We'll go right by it and then completely dodge it.
Let's make this quick.
Yeah. Go right on around here.
Leave it to me.
So we have to take that enemy out there with Byleth because otherwise Dimitri can't pass.
Yeah, we have to clear a path for them to get through there.
And then ends the Death Knight.
Mm-hmm. In one turn. Look at us.
With
So yeah, this next chapter we will definitely hit our birthday again.
Fun.
This gives us 2 more battles to go. This next one is the
Lead
one
one
that's
into
hard.
Yeah. These last two are kind of tricky. There's a lot that goes into them, but luckily we have improved them a lot, so they're a lot less risky now.
Especially this upcoming map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one day I was trying to figure out what's the best way I can like fix this, because this is a problem. And I just I went scrolling through all my battalions that I have, because they, with New Game Plus, they like carry themselves over. And so I was like, what do I have? And I just scrolled all the way through and I found one that would work perfectly for this, and now it's a lot safer, which I'm very grateful for. I'm tired of my runs dying.
Yeah, because this map we have to have. So we'll use Sedith to help
Get Byneth to where we need her to go.
Yes.
Basically.
So we'll use a dance battalion on Byleth so it can move, so she can move again. But then he's stuck there in between all of these enemies, and we absolutely have to have him for the last map.
Yeah. So it was just pure luck on if he would die or not before. But luckily we're past that now. We don't have to deal with that one anymore.
Yeah, this new battalion gives him a +10 defense instead of a +4 that we were at, which is incredibly helpful.
Significantly better, yeah. See, we'll see if I can find it. That's half the challenge, just like staring into the screen looking for it.
You've got so many battalions, it's really hard to find them all sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Is that the
No.
one? Come back.
There you are. Found it. Okay. That's all I need to do. Yes. Alright.
Because using absolute defense there gives an additional 6 when we already had Gilbert's rally that gives him an additional 4 defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
When prior
here's
we
what I
didn't
was
even have
talking
that.
about, where I have to move like perfectly so I can get over this next tile. Which, yeah, that's really important. And it's hard when you go flying around the map everywhere.
It is.
Orders. Appreciate
What's my
Yeah, so you can see right here, we're going to wait this turn out. So normally, poor Sedith over there would not have a good time.
it. Guide me well.
Like right now. Wow, okay. That hasn't happened before. Okay, here's what we're gonna
Dorothea going in.
Okay. Good old friend Dimitri here should be able to help us. Hopefully, please.
So this
Man,
is
that
one of the
is
parts of the game
never
that's definitely
happened.
helpful.
Don't die, buddy. Don't die, buddy. Please.
Leave it to me.
I'm scared for Dimitri. You okay? Okay, we're good. Yeah, so right there, I used Dimitri to reset the RNG so that we could try again. Luckily, we hit Hubert there. Yeah, but that's the first time I've ever not had Sedith live, so that's fun.
What's my strategy?
Unfortunately, Dorothea hits with magic, so it's his resistance stat that comes into play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here
And
we
my
are,
bet is she
last
probably
one.
crit there.
Probably, yeah.
Because normally she won't kill.
Yeah. Yeah, so right now we're just about to be thrown into the last battle. Which, there's also kind of a good bit of menu in here. There's a lot to remember. And this is the part where I get really stressed when I'm playing this.
Thankfully, Dimitri's strength is high enough that he should do more than enough damage to take out
Yeah.
the bars. Because we have 4 health bars on this final boss.
Which is a lot.
It definitely is. But we'll use
Also,
retro
very good music right here.
automatically take. Well, so we're gonna give the Chalice of Beginnings, which you get from the DLC, to Dimitri, which allows him to hit. Well, So if anybody can hit him from anywhere, he can hit right back, no matter where he's at on the map.
Let me also take the
When normally axes are a single turn tile range, he can now hit from 2 tiles away if he gets hit, which the boss can definitely do.
Yeah, this boss can hit pretty much anywhere, but the
Yes,
closer you
she's
get, the
got
more
an
damage
insane
it's gonna
range.
do. Mm-hmm.
So being able to basically retaliate from any distance is incredibly helpful.
Yeah. Alright, we should be good. I hope. I'm always very confident playing this game. A lot of this is muscle memory for me, which is a good thing because otherwise I'd be very stressed.
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch.
It's not the button, that's the button.
Onward.
Well done.
Leave it to me.
I'm your girl.
Guide me well.
Yeah, so here we're gonna do the good old pass the wall that you can't pass.
Quite helpful.
Always love to see it. Yeah, and right here is exactly why we
What's my
need set it. Well, if you hit the right button, you need set it.
Thanks for that.
A moment.
This is where Divine Pulse comes into play because you can
Yeah.
redo the turn.
That's like the worst place for me to screw up, but it's fine. Okay, yeah, so you need your hand to not slip. Yeah, and here we are, passing this wall.
Guide me well.
Because all the other units just wouldn't have the movement to get up there.
Yeah.
Let's make this quick.
And since Sedith is on a horse, he's able to quickly move much further.
Yeah, and so it's really sad. Literally everybody dies here.
Leave it to me.
Right at the end. We pulled them all the way through, and now we just let them die. It sucks. And then I'm rallying Violet here so we can hopefully have her not die. Use hard blood.
Because Byleth and Dimitri, as we stated earlier, cannot die, or you
Yeah.
have to redo
Yeah.
the turn.
My orders.
So we'll move in and we'll hit with Dimitri, and then we'll canto back.
What's my strategy?
Oh, you still alive, Gilbert? I'm actually going to do.
I'm surprised he's actually still alive.
Yeah.
He normally isn't.
That's fair. And those brawlers right here, they are really strong, so that's why I died there. I gotta be careful because they hit very hard. And I prefer them to not do that. Die, Bylip. Or Trilip.
What's my strategy?
My mistake. Alrighty.
Yeah, so the more bars we take out here on Edelgard, the more
Gilbert's still alive?
defense she actually has, and the more health she has. So
What
it's
is Gilbert doing?
This
Gilbert's
guy's
a tank over there. Gilbert's just destroying. Yeah, and our time will end in just a second here. Right about there. There we are.
So the
My life's
time,
almost up.
yeah, so time ends there on the Fade to Black.
Here we are. That's it. Final cutscene here. We can watch it. Yeah, so that's 3 houses. Specifically Azure Moon. But that's the best route. It's the real route. Good run. I'm happy with that. That luck though, crazy.
That was a fantastic run.
Crazy luck. Crazy, crazy.
The RNG and the growth rates definitely helped out a lot.
Yeah, so our dear friend Edelgard there, not doing so good. I need to make sure he just, has a dagger in his shoulder, as you do. He's okay. He's okay. Seriously, he's okay.
Just pulls it straight out and drops it to the ground and walks away as though it's
he
nothing.
doesn't care. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the run. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I think it's really cool how you can beat this game so quickly when, if you're playing this casually, it's going to take like 50 to 70 hours. So you wouldn't think you could beat it this quickly, but here we are. There you go.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. And I think we're going to wander off and start getting set up for our next run.
All right. Thanks for having us. Oh, final shout out. This is tough. Wow. You know what? Shout out to everybody who worked on this game, because they're all incredible, and all the voice actors, they're just insane. Insane. Such a great job on this game. A lot of fun. I'm really thankful for it. It's been really fun. So yeah, there's my shout out. Razor, you want to shout out?
It's a fantastic game, but no. Thanks.
Shout out to Razor. Shout out to Razor.
Thanks, guys, for having us, and thank you, Greta, for allowing me to help commentate on the run. It was a lot of fun riding it with you, and it's fun to see how far it's come.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Have a good night, all right?